So shout out to y'all though, man. I see y'all in the building tonight. All right. I see you. We ain't checking time just yet. I see y'all in here though. Salute. All right. It's usually why, like I said, man, I like to ramble on the front end, so it's time to get my ramble on. All right. Because yeah. It was a pretty good weekend, man. Hopefully y'all had a good weekend out there, man. Everybody stayed safe, man, and all the good things was vibed out the way that it was supposed to be. But yeah, man, for your boy over here, man, shoot, I was over here playing, there you go, NCAA 25, man, with a little guy, college football joint. He's over here like, yo, Dad, I want to learn about some good players, but who's some upcoming guys? And I'm like, hey, listen, man, just listen here. There's some dudes out here that you need to know about. He's like, nah, Dad, who you got on? Who you thinking? I said, listen, man, if you want to learn about some kids that's going to be pretty good next year, and some that might even be joining the black and gold, well, follow my lead. So he said, all right, Dad, what team we going to pick then? I said, well, it's only one team right now that I know off the top of my head, son, that has a lot of players that could be playing on Sunday. A lot of players that we going to be targeting in the first or second round. So I did what any, sensible father would do in that moment with his son on NCAA. I picked Ohio State, all right? I said, son, you can't go wrong with Ohio State. I was in there, O-H-I-O. He was like, Dad, why Ohio State? I said, well, listen, man, let me teach you something real quick, all right? So I need to show him about the quarterback. I said, look, man, they got this quarterback. His name's Will Howard. Let me show you how to read option with him real quick, all right? But the kid can also sling it a little bit, all right? It ain't the best arm, but it's good enough, all right? So he was pretty hyped about Will Howard. I was liking how Will Howard was moving around. I was like, all right, shout out to the homie. Shout out to Will Howard, right? So then he was like, well, Dad, I know about this receiver, Jeremiah Smith. I said, yeah, son. He's pretty daggone good. He is. But you ain't got to worry about him. He ain't coming out this year. Hopefully, he ain't going to ever be in position for us to get him in the draft, all right? But I said, let me tell you about this other guy they got. This Emeka Egbuka. He's like, Dad, who this kid? I said, hey, man, this kid right here, man, get open, man, run a lot of routes, man, look good, look the part. I'm over here like, hey, bro, shout out to Emeka, man. So I'm over here like, all right, come on now. Everybody be mocking Emeka to us in the first round, right? All these first round mock drafts I see, and just giving y'all the heads up, we about a day away, all right? We're about a day away from it being officially mock draft, NFL draft, combine, full steam ahead. We ain't there yet, so don't send him yet. Don't send him. I know y'all be itching. Don't just wait on it. Just wait on it, all right? We ain't there just yet. But we there, though. We close. But I was like, hey, man, this is Emeka Egbuka kid, man. Yeah. Get in the ball late. He actually scored a touchdown in the game. He looked good, man. I was like, yo, this one of the kids, man. Mel Kiper done mocked them. PFF mocked them. A couple other places I've seen them mock them to us. I'm like, he looks good on the video game, too. So sometimes it's all right to check your prospects out to make sure, yo, is your game really going to translate? Like, are you nice in real life and on the video game? Or are you just nice in the video game and not in real life? Or maybe you're nice in real life, but just not in the video game. I mean, it's a lot of nice and not nice out there, all right? So shout out to Ohio State, man. And then, shoot, he loved the running backs. Travion Henderson and Quinshawn Judge. I think Quinshawn had about 180 on them boys last night, man, in the video game, man. So shout out to the running game, man, all right? But I'm liking what I'm seeing from the Ohio State dudes, man. The more and more I watch them on tape, the more and more I go back and do little things, like I said, man, play the video game and check them out in there. I'm like, all right, okay. I might be picking up what they putting down. That's all I'm saying, all right? I was already a fan of Talik Williams, man. I like the big body down D lineman. I like him already. So I'm like, all right, y'all keep doing this little stuff like this, man. I'm aware of it, all right? And I don't hate it. I can get behind it potentially. But shout out to Ohio State, man, them Buckeyes, man. They got boys had a squad last year, though, man. Holy smokes, they had a squad, all right? I know we had some Ohio State fans that be rocking out with this, man. Salute to y'all. But, yeah, man, looking at them like, yo, that's a lot of talent, man. And, I mean, all of those dudes that I just named right there are dudes that we could legit be targeting in the first and second round, man. We talked about Will Howard, man. Obviously, that's a dude that when we're going down this quarterback carousel of all these names that keep popping up, Lord have mercy, it's been a lot of names. It's been a lot, all right? And I'm sure there will be more to pop up. But Will Howard is one of the ones where it's like, hey, if you need just an option, another like a depth, number two, hey, man, you never know. He could fall in 9, all right? And then we have, wide receiver talent. You can never have enough wide receiver talent. You can never have enough big-time playmakers, guys that can go down the grass and get the rock. Emeka Egbuka is for certain one of those guys, man, ultra productive. So I'm like, yo, I can see him being one of those guys. We obviously talk running game, man. If Najee is to depart us. And we might get a chance to talk some Najee today. We might. But if he does leave, and we have to replace his production, his body type, what he does, or add to the group, add to something with a Jalen Warren and maybe somebody else, well, Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins are for certain two more than capable guys. I keep seeing Caleb Johnson pop up as well. Shout out to Caleb Johnson. The more and more I watch him, the more and more I like him as well. But yeah, I'm looking at those. So I'm like, yeah, those are two dudes that we for certain could be targeting, man. And then last but certainly not least, I mean, obviously Jack Sawyer, heck of a player. We just don't really need that type of guy right now. But Talik Williams, I'm like, yo, I just dropped the film session, was that yesterday on Milton Williams, right? Milton Williams from the Philadelphia Eagles, a guy that I'm saying, hey, if he's supposed to be hitting the market, I think that's the guy that we should be targeting. I think that, especially if we're talking about potentially moving on from Larry O, saving about, I think it's $6 to $7 million that we could save with that move. I'm like, yo, that's a player that I think you bring him in, has championship pedigree, played at one of his best games was in the biggest game of his life, the Super Bowl. 2 sacks, sack force fumble. Come on, man. So when I think of that, I'm like, it could definitely be that. But if not the free agent move, then Talik Williams, that's an option in there. So I was like, you know what, man? I'm digging these Buckeyes. All right. So shout out to the Ohio State people in the building. All right. Shout out to Ohio State people.